Hello and welcome to TierraHogan.com. I'm so glad that you guys have decided to visit today. We have a pretty informative topic to discuss. We're going to talk about living with asthma in China. Now, if you have no idea what asthma is, then a quick definition is asthma is a chronic illness or can be described as a disease that you're born with or you can develop it in your lifetime. A normal airway looks open, nice and easy for the air to flow in and out. Someone with asthma, our airways can typically look like this during an attack. Very, very hard for air to flow in and out. So physical activity can be a little bit more difficult. Even sometimes when I get excited, I'll find myself like needing my inhaler. Very nerdy, but that's asthma. That's what I live with on a day-to-day. So anyway, deciding to move to China where the pollution is known to be pretty bad was like a big deal. I needed to do my research because I didn't want to get over here and die. So I definitely did my research, which if you have asthma and you want to move to China, I would definitely advise that you do your research as well. My number one piece of advice, I don't want to say avoid big cities, but I will say that bigger cities like Beijing are going to have worse pollution. I have known people that have lived in Beijing who were fine in the US, never needed an inhaler, never had bad allergies, and moved there and they struggled. The pollution can get so bad some days that you don't even go outside. You just sit inside with your air purifier on. So for someone with asthma, I can only imagine, what it's like. So I definitely made the decision to try to avoid Beijing as much as I would love to visit. To live there probably would have been a struggle. So that'd be my number one piece of advice. Depending on how bad your asthma is, really think about going to a bigger city. Your coastal cities are going to be a lot easier for you to live. Hong Kong, Shanghai is a little bit better than Beijing, but I live on an island, so the air here is great, maybe even better than back home. So how was it for me to get here? Did I struggle more? Did I struggle less? Well, I'll tell you. When I got to Haikou, I found my asthma and allergies were a lot better. Back home, I had two dogs as well who shed a lot. So I was waking up in the middle of the night needing my inhaler, using it multiple times a day. It was rough. So when I came here, obviously I don't have a pet here, but even beside that, when I would work out, I wouldn't even need it sometimes. So definitely for me, on Hainan Island, it has improved. With that, you have to think about your dietary needs. I don't eat a lot of cheese here. That has a lot to do with your asthma. Dairy can create phlegm, which can clog the airways, make it harder for you to breathe. So if you are moving to China, number one, it's hard to find cheese here anyway. But if you're a cheese lover back home, you have asthma, I would kind of avoid it. Anything that's going to help your asthma get better. So definitely, if you're deciding to come to Haikou and you have asthma, I say, definitely come. You will be fine. So now you may be wondering, well, how do you get medicine there? Do they give you inhalers there? Because some medicine that you get in the US, you can't get other places all the time. Well, I will answer that with an easy yes. You can definitely get inhalers. In fact, this is the inhaler that I had back home. I brought 3 of these, and then my parents shipped out 3 more. I use about 1 a month, but I've actually had this one for maybe 2 months. That's just because I use it so much less. And I recently got this guy from the Chinese doctor. I went by myself. I know no English. I brought my prescription, the box, and obviously showed him the inhaler. And I said, I have asthma. I need an inhaler. He didn't speak very good English, but he knew what I was talking about, and he gave me this. The cost was about 35 RMB, $6 US, cheaper. This one was 10. They work the same. Maybe this one a little bit better. It's a bit stronger, so I use it less. So there you go. It's very easy to get inhalers in China. I live on an island, and it was very easy. So if you do move to a big city, the chances of finding a doctor that speaks English are greater, and the chances of them having a bigger selection of medicine, that's greater as well. So if I could get this on a small island, you'll be just fine in a bigger city. So that's that. Now, when I got here, I brought a nebulizer, and I needed to use it one day. I plugged my old one that I brought from home into the wall, and it completely like exploded. Not exploded, I'm being dramatic, but smoke came from it. I used a converter and everything, but the voltage was just way too off. So I was like, oh my God, like I need my breathing treatment. What am I gonna do? I went to JD.com, which if you're moving to China, you will find out. You can get anything on JD, so you'll definitely hear about it. Went on JD.com, typed nebulizer in my translator, and then copy and pasted that into the website, and so many of these came up. This was about 160 renminbi, which is less, I want to say less than 50 US dollars. Cheaper in China than if I would have bought this in the States. So that's great. So you'll definitely be fine as far as finding the medicine that you need. I will say though, don't just come and assume, oh, Tierra said you'll be fine getting your medicine. I would still say bring a supply of your inhalers to start. It'll just make things a lot easier. You know, if you come with nothing, you're already going to be so overwhelmed with the culture shock. And then you got to get an inhaler. Definitely have these so that by the time you do need them, you'll be more used to that Chinese lifestyle and less nervous to go to the doctor and talk to him about it. Also, I haven't needed to get more of these. I use them less, so I still have a lot, but definitely get a lot of these from the doctor. This is the saline that goes into the breathing treatment. Bring a lot. I'll do an update when I do need to replace these, if ever, but I'm sure they have these just as well. So that's it. I mean, just to cut things really short, I moved to China with asthma, bad allergies, and I actually improved. That also depends on the location that you choose. If you do choose a location with worse pollution, I have every confidence in the world that you'll be able to find your medicine. But that's why it's important to research where you're going so that you don't struggle, so that you don't have to worry about the urgency in finding the medicine. But if you do, it will be there. So that's it. Don't let asthma stop you from going overseas. And the pollution can definitely be a deterrent from coming to China, but there are a lot of amazing things here to see. So just be prepared. Be in your A game, and you'll be fine. I definitely think that you'll be fine. I'm fine. I was the worst. I was the girl in the corner, like puffing my inhaler, and I came to China, and I am okay. I hardly ever use it. So, and I'm always around smoke. In China, they smoke everywhere. And I'm alive and well, and I'm healthier than I've ever been. So you get my thumbs up of approval. This is coming from a girl with terrible asthma. Do it. Make the move. Come to China. Just be prepared and ready with your asthma. And watch your health. Eat healthy. And I think you'll be fine. So that's about it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that this was informative to some of you out there. If you have any other topics you want to hear about, then let me know. I'm living here. I'm living the life. Half the time I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm learning every day, and I'm passing the information on to you. So thank you so much for visiting tierrahogan.com's gradual journey.